So just in conclusion, how do we understand these two levels? Yes, you could say we'll do the doors and He'll do the rest, Hashem the rest. You can say that we merit, we don't merit, but the ultimate thing we should know is that it's a combination of our efforts that bring about the redemption. Yes?
I was just wondering if there's a little contradiction between us doing part of the work and your initial statement that God destroyed the temple, therefore He sort of needs to repay by rebuilding it from the fire. Because now you're saying, well, yeah, He owes us a temple, but now we need to be part of it too. There's a little bit of contradiction.
Well, the whole idea that God owes us a temple is also doesn't really hold so much water in the sense that we were the ones who caused the destruction. So technically we are the ones that need to repair it. But yet Hashem says, I'm promising you that that's what's going to happen. You're going to repair it. You know, it says in one place that at the end of days, it says Mashiach will not come unless we do tshuva. We return to God. But the line after that says, right after that, it says that the Torah promises that you will do tshuva. So here you have it. Mashiach is not coming until you do tshuva, but God promises you will do tshuva. God will see to it that at the end everyone will do tshuva, meaning everyone will return to God. What's interesting is that even though current events, you know, there's a lot of things. One of the things we do see currently is that children are bringing their fathers and mothers, parents, closer to Judaism. You never saw this before as much as you see it in the last century. You haven't seen children pushing their parents to become more religious throughout history. That's one of the signs of Mashiach's coming. One of the symbols. It's a prophecy. It's actually one of the prophecies is that the hearts of the fathers will be brought back through the children.
It's strange you should say that because I know several instances where this very thing has happened for Jews that aren't very religious and their children have become really ultra, brought them slowly back.
Yeah.
It's true in several families.
So
So
if we're talking about, exactly, that's very
And
true.
it's not
That's very true.
religious at all.
You-
And they have these children that
You're
came
coming
from nowhere.
Yeah, you're coming from France now, right? You just had a wedding there.
Yeah.
In France, even though everyone says bad things about France, France happens to be.
What about the Jews?
I'm talking now. Actually, I want to tell you about. I have two sisters living in France.
Yeah.
France happens to be a place that there are a lot of Baal Tshuva there. A lot of people returning to Yiddishkeit over the last 50 years. Amazing to see
That is
how many
true.
Jews
That is true.
became Baal Tshuva. They
It's
actually
very true.
changed their lifestyle
Mhm.
and became fully observant Jewish people, following all the laws. There was like a wave. That's a sign that we're close to the redemption.
They are moving to Ashdod and Ashkelon.
Wherever they're Netanya and so on. So here you see that God is waiting for us to shake up the world and make it a better place. We all have to do our part. But at the same time, we're going to have God's input. And because we're going to have God's input, that's why it's going to be an everlasting redemption. It's not going to be short redemption. It's not going to be one that's just going to be with time destroyed.
Theoretically, are there like 10 million Jews in the world? Is that what the
Let's call it 15.
15 million? When you say the Jews have to merit, for God to return, does that mean that all 15 million Jews, or does it mean 10 million of them, or 5 million, or what? I mean, how much? Because I know, like I brought this up before, people like you and others already merit, but, you know, it's maybe what, 1 million out of 15, you know, how much do you need? How much,
Well, I hope that I merited it, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
you don't marry that way for
Isn't it the point?
none of us.
Isn't it the point?
I thank you for the compliment, but I also got some work to do.
Do you know, isn't it for the point that it's not just, it's all people, you have to be a light, you have to be, so that other people are behaving, that the whole of humanity is actually doing what it's supposed to be
Well,
doing.
the whole of humanity, there's like 3 billion people,
It doesn't matter.
but it does matter.
Well, I don't think it does.
If you only got
because
15 million Jews and you got 290 or 285 billion people who don't believe in it, you know, I mean, it's
I think what she's
astronomical.
referring to is that really we need to influence the world
Yes.
to at least not to be Jewish, but to be morally good and believe in God.
Exactly.
So what you have to do is you have to be a light into the nations to also get others to believe in God. Now, pretty much, the big religions in the world, they believe in a God. They have a little corruption who the Messiah is and who who the partnership is. But there is a lot of people believing in God today, right? I mean, it's not paganism; it's monotheism in many ways. Now,
Except in England.
well, you have still a lot of work cut out.
We're going
No,
back
but
to-
your
we're going
question
back to-
is a valid one. How much is needed?
Yes.
Well, in Judaism, it's never been really in history, it's never been about numbers, really. Think about the story of Hanukkah. It was a few Maccabees that brought the redemption. Even Purim time, it was Mordechai, and it was select people that brought about redemption. So it's not a numbers game. It's quality more than quantity. Having said that, no Jew will be left behind, and every Jew is supposed to come back to Hashem. But as I said, it doesn't mean that everybody on their own has to. It could very well be that, enough has been done to merit, and the rest, Hashem will find a way to get everybody awakened to Hashem. God will find a way to get the other 14 million awakened to Hashem. It could be that we need to have this million, and we need to have whatever. Who knows exactly how much? But I'll tell you this, that in the Rebbe's talks, the Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, you know who I'm talking about, right? Referring to? Rabbi Schneerson.
Yeah.
He is my mentor. He's our Rebbe. We call him still the Rebbe. He lived in Brooklyn. His shul is still there, 770 Eastern Parkway. And the Rebbe was a great tzaddik, great leader of the Jewish people. And the Rebbe said more than one occasion that after everything we went through, even the pain and suffering, the Holocaust, the this, the that, we are now a generation that merits redemption. That we are meritorious for redemption. So we shouldn't think of the possibility, or we shouldn't think of the option that it's going to be no merits and God's going to punish us and bring this Haman to us again. And we already merit the redemption. It's only about bringing it a little bit sooner, and it's only about making ourselves a little bit more prepared, so that when He does come, we're ready. But it's not really a game about meriting, because we have already merited the redemption with all the goodness and kindness and all the suffering that we went through.
That's what I'm saying. People have gone through so much already.
That's it, we merit.